Halloween costume. To znaczki, tego. Jej. Oh! Champion Trophy opening gift. Was that? Anything special? Are you guys playing CB?
I am at the moment.
CBL then?
Sorry?
Are you playing CBL?
Yep, just about to do one. I'm waiting
Oh,
for
okay.
Thundery to get on. What are you doing?
Gonna plan on going to CBL as well because I can do quest for the gem juice.
You in a battle at the moment or not?
Not currently. I just came on. So.
Alright, so I'll invite you then.
Yeah. Thank you.
The hell are you listening to?
My family is listening to some like celebratory stuff in the background. Don't worry.
Okay. Alright. How's the car? You there? Do you launch the game? Ow, don't talk to me.
Damn.
I was about to watch.
Whoa. All consuming.
I just realized that I've just been streaming you guys in the channel for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I figured something like that was going on. I had it on. It wasn't streaming our voices. I don't think it was, because I got your channel up. I could hear it.
Oh well, I'm off to do CBL. Hope you guys, well, good luck with everything. What are you doing?
No worries. Talk to you later, buddy.
Talk to you later.
Alright.
Trying to get this thing up as fast as I possibly can, and it's just like, ah! Man, I was way underprepared for this. Where's my name? Christ. There we go. Let's go. Ugh. good thing nothing's already started. But, anyway, holy cow. I am late for the party. Hope you guys... Anyway. Going to be the first time I'm going to get the new observer. Going to get the new observer out. So, game's already started. Interesting. Let's go for the HS versus BBYK. Gonna be on the big map. I'm not gonna go for the Linwu one. Might be the Linwu. Not gonna see the Linwu one. There are only 2 matches on right now. Very disappointing. So that's okay. This new observer system, this new observer mode is going to be very cool. Going to be the first time I've ever used this new observer system. New observer. So, second day of second day of the scoring phase for the CBL. The matches today should have been 4 actually. So we have the HS. So we're watching the HS versus BBYK, and I think the other one was AR versus BPJT. A lot of BB. So I think like there's like 3 teams of BB something something. Not sure if they're related or not, but whoa. Speed. Oh, I control speed as well. Is there control the speed down? Oh. Ooh, see it easy. Awesome. Oh man. Huh. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So tab now shows me the nearest 5, and I get to see how many of each. So I am getting very used to the controls right now. Also, very unfortunate I didn't create this account. I'm gonna have that appear a lot. I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit. So BBYK, team we have seen before, against HS. Not sure who HS is just yet, and we're here on Harbor City. Obviously, you want to go destroy the siege towers. They're very easy, very straightforward defense. So the right-hand siege tower went down, left-hand siege tower will go down. Looks like they self-killed. That's really a very classic decision by the attacking team. Instead of waiting for the defending team to destroy the tower, you would rather destroy it yourself. It just speeds up. It just speeds up respawn. We have used 2 artilleries. I want to know Trev's.
First blood.
Alright. That's not that. Preview. Preview. F1. Okay. Awesome. Strategic map is M. Oh man, that is very beautiful. So we get to see the units as well. That's very interesting. Units to 62 to the next group. G. Oh, cool. Next. Alright. Someone died? Kitty is dead. Are they 1 down? See, yeah, Kitty is dead. Oh, no. Kitty's alive again. Change the content. Ah. Where's the tread? So we get to see the lives as well, so... Let's go back to Kitty. Kitty has only 1 life left, so he's died. I think several people have died so far. Oh man, I'm so sorry, guys. I am getting used to the new setup. I might have to move my camera around as well. Position myself in a spot that less, how to say, let me here. Is that okay? How's that? Is that okay? Up here. Get to see everything that at the bottom here. So far, we haven't had very much action. They've been shelling each other by the looks of it, with mortars coming out from HS. BPYK have had an easy time, I would say. I didn't get to see the unit loadout, which I'm now taking a look at. Got some Iron Reapers, some Shield Maidens with Imperial Pikes. Imperial Pikes, lots of Shield Maidens in fact. We have, now that's 5 Shield Maidens I've counted. Lots of Shield Maidens, some free Demez Pikemen just getting hit here. That is very smart move. Certain attacks get divided between how many units are actually hit. And also, the mortar's direct hit is very small, so a mortar's direct hit could be absorbed by one of the Demez Pikemen, and there would just be explosion damage. I believe it takes like 5 explosion damage shots to kill a Falconetti. I think it only takes 2 shots to kill if it's direct hit. But the direct hits are fairly small. Oh, we also have some Chevaliers. Chevaliers with the crossbowmen, of course, instead of going with the quantity with the Courtiers. I want to say that pushing with Fenris is lovely that I can see that Fenris from this distance, although I have been struggling to see there was some stats coming out from thing. Some other
Nothing
specs
my
can
axe
show what
can't
is
handle.
remaining, but it sure can. Okay, so that comparison on Q5s. Ooh, that's very nice. Comparison on units remaining. Let's see. Oh, lovely. Okay, so this is really good that we're here on Harbor City. Harbor City is really one of the matches where it can be very slow at the start. Destroys their own siege tower again, waiting for that volley. It's very nice indeed. So those M still tactical map. To quickly adjust, double click. Oh well, that doesn't really matter. Up or down? Oh, okay, cool. I can increase or decrease my speed with this. Not that I seem to notice very much. May as well just have it at max speed. So this is really good. The changes to the spectator mode, amazing. Definitely, I'm gonna give you a massive thumbs up. Press C, one of those options. Yeah. So we got so the distribution coming out right now is definitely the defenders have a lot of tier 1s and a lot of tier 5s. Filling in on the attacker's side, it's a little bit of a tier 3 section. Lower numbers of tier 5 could mean that they use more denser units, such as good old Varangian guards. Varangian guards coming in from the front doesn't even want to get a siege tower up on the wall, but we got some Varangian guards here. Oh, looking very scary here. This shield maiden does scare off the Varangian guards. Varangian guards have pulled closer and closer towards... Oh wow, those are bagpipes. We have bagpipes down the field. The Chevaliers have done a very good job keeping away from the pile, and we have a Chevaliers going straight in, but firing into the front gate. We have the Liao Rangers smashes the shield maidens on the side here. Lots of cavalry coming through. A little bit of a mix-up here. The Varangian guard does seem to be got that have been beaten up. The remaining, we have Water Brushers with Iron Reapers and a few Varangian guards still left over. Two of the cavalry units coming roaring through was the Liao Rangers and the Daggerak Lancers. Lots of Daggerak Lancers actually doing a very good for themselves. I think they killed off the rest of the Chevaliers. The Chevaliers crossbow units, actually. The crossbow units, unfortunately, are useless without the Chevalier cavalry, which have probably all died in this mass mix. Unfortunately for the defenders here, they are trapped. They are trapped here on the wall as they push forward. Unfortunately, HS just takes friendly fire because they just do not apparently care. Self-treb, they just walked into their own treb, easily just self-trebbed in there, but the fight here at the front does look like going to the VG. The shield bait is actually still standing, very surprisingly. We got some close range cavaliers, a very nice mix of units, but the double stack of Iron Reapers roaring through the center here, but the Halberdiers slowly take them out. The Imperial Pike March does come in to finish them off. Even outnumbered here, I think the defenders are going to hold off just barely as the Imperial Pike March has ended. We've got the Branching Guard still out on the field. The units definitely looking tied up, might be in favor. Oh man, we got battles happening all over the place right now, but we have more heroes on the wall for the attackers than the defenders. The defenders looks to want to re-establish the supply point right now, and massive losses for both sides. We're looking woefully into the 400 unit deaths from either side, and still raging on. We got Medaus just staring each other in the face as they poke. Eventually these guys will just do no damage to each other and just perpetually poke each other, which is really hilarious if you ask me. But one by one, BBQ is gaining an edge here on the wall. Very surprising as they edge out with the heroes, pushing them off. Just 3 left against the 6. But we have some units coming in. Do not think that they will have a unit advantage for very long, as we do have this Medal that's going to be pulled up towards the 8 point. Medal versus Medal, but more heroes here on the defending side. The battle on, but taking a quick look at the battle on the ground, we are also looking at some pretty nasty. Whoa, whoopsie daisy. We're looking at some pretty nasty losses for the defenders, as you can see, a mass of dead bodies here. But that Medal seems to just be in place. Not surprising. I didn't get to see the battle here, but probably the Medals definitely just got slaughtered. Probably from the increasing numbers. The BGs probably did the work there. 8 point still hasn't been gotten, guys. You still need 8 point. BBYK does not want to give up this supply point very easily. They are fighting tooth and nail right now, and looking at the hero death right. Oh, they have evened it up, but the defenders have slightly higher. Oh, that is brutal. A Winged Archer just gets slapped by Shield Maidens once they just completely miss. Shield Maidens are very deadly, in fact, and will be. The Medals just gets one-tapped by the Varangian Guard switching to Axe mode, and the supply point has been secured. A small victory here, catching some Daggerack Lancers, but unfortunately, I do think they are on the run. Defenders are running and going to lose out a part of a Shield Maidens. Although Shield Maidens are very fast, the attackers are closing in. Better off standing your ground with slower units. These Iron Reapers definitely just charge and going to fight it out, slow down the enemy. That's what you need to do. There is no time whatsoever for the attackers to set up for a proper. Well, actually, they could afford to set up for one good attack. I don't think they're going to be throwing in different ones. Definitely think that there is more units out on the field, but I think it's also to do with a combination of tactics being fleshed out. This time around, CBL is not all about one or done units. There is a preference for sure. Halberdiers a definitely, but BBYK wants to go in with the Siphonarios in the back there. Oh god, this could be a really good treb if they can hold the position. The Shield Maiden doing a massive amount of work as they push back that line. BBYK could actually just full-on dodge, but good hit into the back. Unfortunately, that is not very good in the long run, as BBYK needs to keep pushing forward straight into the range units. The range units come in very late. Got a Porta Braccio holding off very nicely, but the front line, which was made up of Shield Maidens, have all died, and now getting shot to pieces by Shenji. We got some ball throws as well. flanked in the back by some bunch of farmers, overwhelming them with sheer numbers. The attackers' assault is breaking apart. Could go for a second assault. No permadeath so far just yet. Cleaning up the remains of the attacking force. That was a devastating counter-offensive. I would definitely think the start off was very strong for the defenders. The Shield Maidens breaching into that pike line. The unfortunate thing here is losing tons of your pike units in the second round. Definitely seeing a lot of units out on the field. Definitely love seeing the combination of shields, pikes, and the whatnot. I do believe it's going to be up to the setup for the units. Each unit has their purpose, and each unit should be able to perform extraordinarily well when they're matched up against certain other ones. We got some bagpipers out on the field from HS Kitty. Kitty coming in with that big old bagpipe. In terms of tier units, we got a lot more tier 2 units coming out from the attackers. The unfortunate thing here is there is probably 1 or 2 tier 5 units still out for BYK, the defenders, so edging in favor of the defenders, I would say. Last 2 minutes, it could be a long-ass fight, as low-tier units do struggle at killing in short order. This Flamer probably going to be on bingo ammo, but maybe it's going to be the key to victory. Keep this guy safe, and he will murder everyone. Now we're starting off with a massive slugfest as unit versus unit. This Imperial Spear Guard will basically survive forever with cover fire from Flamers. It looks like the north section or the left-hand side here is pushing. Royal Guards coming up. We have some Fenris in the back. You could see a collapse. This Imperial Spear Guard being protected by a longsword, they're going to just survive against the tidal wave of tier 1s. Loyal Guards underutilized, I would say, here in the back. Hero versus hero. BBYK does edging out in heroes right now, 7 to 10.
Ashes to ashes.
Now it is still 7 to 10. Looks like someone spawned just now, but looking very weak here, coming out from HS. BYK probably gonna hold on till the very last.
Summons you.
40 seconds left to go.
Together we
HS
stand.
is not looking great here. The shield units just absolutely taking forever to murder. Does look like the Imperial Spear Guards were taken out. The Loyal Guard now going into the Horde Ratio, probably a bad move, but easily overwhelmed the Horde Ratio with the heroes coming in as well. Remainder of a Shield Maiden, so definitely absolute advantage here. Not enough time to capture the point. Not enough to take out the remaining tier units. And that is very important as well. The remaining tier units with not very many, but as you can see, tier 1 units cannot compete against those Loyal Guards, against those Shield Maidens, against those Siphonarios. Siphonarios is definitely doing big work, because once you cannot form formations, you end up dying very fast. As we can see, looking out very big, the one here. Or just the. I'm very confused how this name works, but one going in with 4, 3, 4, but getting that 90 kills. Look at the quality of the units he has murdered. Over 1,182 units for massive work coming out from a Jewel Blade, in fact. I do believe this guy pulling off more than a person's amount of work. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for Kitty here. Lots of support points though. That would probably be from the bagpipes. Unfortunately, didn't get the same amount of participation. Probably from the front line, probably a shield user as well. That is going to be probably from a shield user. BBYK though. Oh man, 2 guys going almost double worth of leadership here. We got Gujion at 1400 at 4 kills, 13 assists. That is pretty nasty for the amount. 112 unit kills. Not to mention, not bad on the squad kills. I do think the downfall of HS was the lack of cohesion once they gotten in. A very poor execution of attacks, mainly due to rushing and mainly due to timing. BBYK definitely keeping the attackers off tempo. They didn't group. They kept attacking the supply line when units were coming in slow, starting fights where they have slight advantage, or keeping sections of the attackers in one place or another. Difficult to pull off, but I think BBYK definitely an aggressive defender. We're going to see that kind of aggression in. Will we see that kind of aggression in the attackers as well when they're attacking? Well, I'm unsure. Good work from BBYK. I do think BBYK is favored to win the next one as well. I do think HS is not out for the count just yet. They did put up a really good fight. They just need to close out the hero fights, and they definitely need to regroup faster and take fights in an advantageous situation. They're definitely not forming the correct matchups against BBYK, but BBYK definitely being overly aggressive and can fall for very, very easy traps. So good luck, HS and BBYK. We're going to go take a look and see if the next battle is starting up. This is what's so great about this new observer system as well. I can come in late. I don't need to be there when the match is set up. I can go in, observe the match afterwards. Excellent with the observer job. With the observer mode, this is molto bene. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful coming out. Beautiful. Not to mention more tools. Alright, so it does look like the other battle is the second battle will be on Harbor City. We do have MJT versus WLBG fighting off against each other on Hailong Fjord. There was a Linwu Fortress match just earlier. Bringing it back just a little bit, I do think that the combination, the absolute variety of unit coming out right now is amazing. Let's count how many units we saw. We saw, well, discounting tier 1s, I mean, like, serfs, because we always see those. But the units we get to see, we saw Varangian Guards, we saw Sealed Maidens, we saw Iron Reapers, we saw Madows, Winged Hussars, we saw Liaos, we saw Daggerak Lancers. We get to see Halberdiers, Halberdier Sergeants, Fort of Brashios, Imperial Spear Guards, Loyal Guard, sorry, Stalwarts. Got to see Pike Militia, amazingly enough. And continuing on, Pike Militia, we got Tan Pikemen. That is 19 different units. I forgot to count Ezekiel Militia, we got to see, that's 20 now. Shenji Grenadiers, oh man. Chevaliers, completely missed Chevaliers there. The Demez Pikemen, sure enough, Demez Pikemen also showed up, but tier 1, tier 0 kind of deal. So you see them now and again, depending on lineup and fill. Fenrir! I actually saw a Fenris as well. Amazing how many units are being used. I'm surprised that certain units are not appearing. I want to see a team come out with Claymores. I want to see a team come out with Banner Guards. Banner Guards could be a surprise pick. I think people underappreciate Banner Guards in particular. The match has not started completely, so there's that. So we do get an observe button eventually, once the match starts. It's... Yeah, the damage... Our damage splits. There's a lot of mechanics that no one actually knows about, but it's like things that you just learn about. What's that? Matchmaking. Cancel. Oh, okay, that's bugged out. Observe. Alright, second battle of BBYK versus HS. I do think one of the surprise is the amount of Dagger Egg Lancers coming out from HS. Will we see that same number from HS this time? I do think overly reliant on cavalry, since it did look like BBYK did edge out in a couple of cases, but massive effect in rushing BBYK, that's the kind of deal where it's a bit of an ebb and flow, catching out BBYK in their counter-aggression in a bad situation. Cavalry runs through, wipes them out, pushes on through to the next section. Unfortunately, BBYK got a little here, got a little there. Just the victories mounted up in favor of BBYK, which is very surprising because when it really counts for when they all go out, it does look like HS has... Whoa, what is the frames on this thing? Okay, my frames just kind of killed itself there. Oh, very nice. So, let's take a look. Got some... Fortunately, I can't just see everything. Unit statistics. Alright. Howdy, are you enjoying the scimitar? Yes, yes, definitely. Unfortunately, we won't get to see them in CBL. I do think it's a weapon that is very enjoyable. Oh man, like, it is better than when I first played the Maul, than when I first played this Pike. The Pike was a little bit buggy though. There was issues with it. I think the Scimitar... Oh, well, the Maul had issues mainly because if you didn't use Mighty Mjolnir back in the day, it was a pretty pathetic class. There's also... One thing I have to say, the Scimitar and Chain Dart has been the cleanest release of a weapon. Nothing feels like it's not working as intended. Like, I haven't run into a bug. Like, I haven't ran into an issue where just using the thing would be hilarious. Oh, okay, so like, talking about hilarity. Actually, you know, Kosan ran into an issue where if two Chain Dart and Scimitar guys go at it with the Scorpion Snare, they will magically disappear. They will go wherever. He apparently got shot up into the air, which is hilarious. Oh, very close. Unfortunately, did not get any of the siege towers up to the wall for the first generation. Lots of mortars being deployed. The defending team also deploying culverins. Good idea. Culverins are inexpensive in this case, and depending on the defending style, not really useful. Unfortunately, I do have to say the Chain Dart and Scimitar does end up overlapping massively with Dual Blade. They kind of do the same thing, but Chain Dart and Scimitar is cleaner. It is straightforward. Its potential its kit is overloaded. That's the first thing. Like, there is more flexibility and freedom when it comes to Chain Dart and Scimitar. Chain Dart and Scimitar versus the Dual Blade. If I was to say this in a respectful manner, they're basically the same weapon. They're basically the same playstyle, archetype, those kinds of deal. You have differences in the fact of how they're constructed. The failure here is not only does the Chain Dart and Scimitar end up better than the Dual Blade, they are more... their potential is higher for various effects to... by various effects. The various effects of Chain Dart and Scimitar makes it a better weapon. Also, certain interactions makes it a superior weapon in flexibility, adaptability, because one thing that's very important is that you are no longer safe on a horse anymore. The Chain Dart and Scimitar loves people on horses. They'll yank you right off. Both chokes will pull you off of a horse, which is very important. I think the Shuriken was a bad idea. I think they should have done the Chain Dart. I don't understand. They have the Chain Dart here on the left hand, but they're just like, I'm gonna throw knives instead. You're holding a Chain Dart and you throw knives instead. What kind of person designs a weapon class and only uses the Chain Dart to pull yourself toward? I mean, like, I get that. That's really fun, but like, there's only one Scimitar skill, technically. Technically there's two. So there's the leap and slash, and you got the Scorpion Snare. Looks like BBYK has given up on the siege tower, going straight through the front gate. Really late on this. Does look like sitting on these stairs is the way to go for the defenders. HS just giving up the supply point, not being aggressive, and which is very surprising because BBYK was super aggressive. Look at this tail here. This would be a juicy ass tail. Definitely would go in. Like, this would be an easy catch for a good old section of the units. But I think they want to hold back. They don't want to overextend. Whoa, no! That is devastating. Losing 5 Varangians like that. That's like half your potential right there. Varangians really need every single model as possible. Losing out a cavalry unit as well. Sacrificing it for a retreating unit. Timing is key. Definitely should have waited for the very tail end of the attacking team to move up off of that supply point. I would have waited for them to move away from the supply point. So, inside on the backside now, BBYK could bleed out the ranged units. Ranged units are... oh, no, this is very important as well, because they have the siege towers up, left-hand siege tower up, middle siege tower not there yet. Right-hand siege tower has been stopped moving. Very awkward here. This treb could be big if it didn't hit the crenellations there. That crenellation just saved a bunch of damage right now. Oh boy, this I did not see this retreat properly. Varangian guards taking to the front here. It's going to be very dangerous as they look forward. There's a big ass treb. Oh man. White Wolf. No, White Wolf. Varangian guards to one rotation. Could get a second one easily. White Wolf's there. Center. Varangian guards not playing as well as I think. The shield maidens just decimates the Iron Reapers decimating some random guards here. It's still alive, by the way, and fighting. We got some Psychonautic burning down the front line, but I think most of it was already healed off by Shenji, in fact. The combination of units, I'm not entirely sure how they exactly lost those ranking guards going into
Walk in the park.
That Halberdier doing a very good job back to the tide right now. A Fortebraccio did not race in time, in fact. But burning down the formation into the Royal Guard mixed with the secondary ways from the Legacy of Fire. Or the Expedition of Fire, not Legacy of Fire. Or is it Legacy? It's the Legacy of Fire? One thing about the Scimitar is love the escape skill. It messes up when Maul grabs and throws you into a unit, just escape, and Maul ult is basically wasted. You could have done that with Pike anyway. That's the bullshit thing, so... Right now, this... Surprisingly... We have HS taking back the supply point. The Outrangers comes through. Loses... Oh no, now going on to the Loyal Guard, might lose this unit. Or be very great if he can take out, took out some, I think. I took out one or two. Maybe. Keeping up the pressure, another charge into the rear this time. But now they're very tanky, they will stand and fight to the last breath. You need something like a Flangian to take him out. The Shield Maiden definitely doing work for the attacking team, but catching, pushing back up onto the wall could backfire very heavily, depending on how the attackers respond after this. Lots of death for the attackers. I think they want to die at this point. If they grab this left-hand supply point, which I'm very sure they're going to, BBYK could come in. This gate is open. Could spawn on this side, go straight through to the supply point, and slap every single one of HS as they move across. But unfortunately, doesn't seem like to be the plan. HS holding this front section does look like they're going to pick up the supply point back. A soft reset here, really good for HS. I do think that BBYK needs to get inside, and that dominance there on the left-hand side would have been amazing. Unfortunately, underutilized opportunity coming out from BBYK. BBYK does lose out quite a bit when it comes into resources, though. A little bit higher for tier 5.
Child's play.
Tier 2 is higher on the defensive side, so we actually have about one whole unit up on tier 5s coming out from, I would say, the attackers. The attackers also seem to have a little bit less than tier 4 sector, 20 less. So does that even out? Not sure. It depends what it is. The number of deaths, though, nearly every single one from the attacking team has died. Oh no, I take that back. Everyone from the attacking team has died. This is a death trap. This is a very dumbass move, because you are now sandwiched in between two formations, and their pike formation, by the way, very deadly. Your left-hand side here on the screen is just getting decimated, and you just charge straight into pike. Very stupid move. The formation here is just super dense pile, but you do not have the opportunity to push out as you're just pushing into danger. The HS taken in a going in like cavalry does take out the left-hand side. Unfortunately, the right-hand side picks up the slack. Left-hand side does ah man, I confused it by switching around. The right-hand side does recover. Left-hand side picked up the slack and pushed towards the front gate, completely decimating the attack force just there. BBYK taking a straight-on fight there at the front gate. Dumb push. Really dumb. Should have gone onto the wall. Should have gone through that other gap. Again, many opportunities rather than a straight fight here. Your confidence in a straight fight was damning, because look at the massive losses. Only 100 losses coming out from... Only about 100 losses coming out from the defenders, and we lost 200, almost 300 units. Nearly all of your tier 5s are gone, all of your tier 4s are gone, and you're now down to tier 1s and tier 2s. This is the deal breaker already. The last 4 minutes is just going to be a wipe. There is no chance in hell BBYK can pull back the difference. They're going to have to be brave, though. That is surprising. It is a winged Assar that's left out on the field. I am guessing the cavalry charge is from people thinking Liao's or any CSV can beat Medao's even after the buff, after the Medao buff. The Medao buff did not really affect burst style, so Liao's and like cavalry charges into Medao's. Well, no, cavalry charges into Medao's are the worst thing, but Liao's still do fairly well. But because the man just walking past a pike formation, literally walking past it. What are you doing?
Ashes to ashes.
They're trying to force their way
dust.
towards the base point. I guess this is a all or nothing scenario, but HK just cutting them off. Look at the losses from that. They're just walking past the fight and thinking that they would get out unscathed. Now we got some Varangian guards just holding back the tier 1. Varangian guards will have nothing to fear against the tier 1, by the way. You are right. Medao's very good against cavalry. Sending in cavalry against Medao's is a dumbass move. Sending cavalry against full-arm units right now is an absolutely dumbass move. There is very little cavalry can do now against pole-arm units, especially against Fortibraccios, Halberdiers, and Medao's. Fortibraccios is a little bit easier to, probably the easiest pole-arm unit to take advantage
summons
of.
you.
Medao's, not so much. Once they're braced, that's 50% less damage from all cavalry. Halberdiers, they have a special passive where they first hit from a cavalry, massively reduced damage. That's like, it's like 30 or 50% reduced damage. Halberdiers do not trade badly against cavalry at all. Can they be overwhelmed? Probably, but less so. I think cavalry definitely is in a kind of weaker state because the counters right now is pike units, and pike units do not really suffer that badly against the shield units once the formations have become big enough. The advantage in
Scatter before my might.
Is kind of the reason why they're so effective when they have enough damage, and even if they're very vulnerable to longer range units. That's why range units are so effective against pike units, because they're clearly exposed and rely heavily on their armor to protect them. But generally they end up slightly weaker than their shielded counterparts, which have generally higher health, more armor, and obviously a shield. Just basically finishing off the remaining
Scatter before my might.
Surprisingly enough, loses the second round. I'm pretty sure I said that I think that they would win on the attack because they showed a very, very aggressive style defense. Unfortunately, we did not see that kind of divide and conquer style of defense in their attack. One of probably their downfalls is HS. It's probably stronger in a team sense. They definitely got better setup. They definitely have an idea. BBYK did show lacking of understanding and just use aggressiveness to pin the enemy in bad situations. So HS doing a wonderful job on the defense. BBYK doing a wonderful job on their defense as well. They couldn't get any towers on the wall. They couldn't get any... They couldn't divide. They couldn't conquer. So when it comes down to it, it really does show that I think the stronger team now would be HS. The more aggressive team is still BBYK. This is also really bad because HS needed to play their attack slower so that they wouldn't be caught off by BBYK's tempo. Now, moving on, it does come down to a tiebreaker in the field battle, so this is going to be brutal for HS because I'm thinking... Oh yeah, that's very surprising as well. Kitty here, doing much better. I think there's a little bit of flip around. The one here doing a middle in the road. So when the teams do fight off, I do think that players do have a role and switches around a bit. Especially, but Gideon here did still do comparatively well. Unfortunately, Race's Pepe scoring at the top here at 1400. When it comes down to a field battle, there are two important things. Whether or not HS can stabilize their points. If HS can stabilize their points, they're a done deal. But if BBYK can push HS to match their tempo, this way HS has no time to stabilize any of the points. If HS sets up, has a team together, ready for BBYK's attack, BBYK is going to have a very difficult time to crack HS. Equal numbers, though. Equal numbers. Remember, if they are equal numbers, I think HS will edge out in a team fight. BBYK needs to take fights that is their advantage, because in a straight fight, they probably are the weaker team. So keep the aggressiveness in the field battle. You might win. But I'm very, very obvious to see that I love that these teams are definitely thinking dynamically. I just very unfortunate that HS does seem to rely more on setup. So I think the flexibility does go for BBYK here. Baby crying, baby sad. Second set of matches already opened up, I think. Yeah, there's Dom. This guy says R. Man, that's really brutal because, like, I hope they don't start the second set because one of the things I did say to the organizers, BT, they shouldn't start the second set of battles until all of the first set of battles are finished. The fact that we come down to a rest and assault, it's going to be very difficult for them to match up the time now, since technically they're supposed to be starting in 10 minutes. Does look like they went go, go, go. So, no, I'm not running any commercials, so you will only get pre-rolls. So, how do I explain? I turned off ads. I turned off ads. Well, I should have. Did you get an ad? Did you get a midstream ad? Oh, I do actually get to see this phase. Cool. So I came in at the right time, I guess. BBYK definitely going in with more tier 5s right now. Look at the swap to cavalry there. Oh my goodness. HS is definitely gonna go with a lot of cavalry. I did see a lot of Daggerag Lancers, but not very many Daggerag Lancers now. BBYK. Okay, this is actually very surprising. Both coming out with a substantial number of cavalry, but BBYK is the one that has more infantry. And what's surprising is that it's a split between Modals and Shield Maidens. We got 2 Fortibrachers coming out from BBYK. We have 3 Fortibrachers coming out from HS. In terms of cavalry, we have 4 Daggerag Lancers? 5. 5 Daggerag Lancers. And the majority is then split. Oh, it's like a 3-way split between Chevaliers, Liao Rangers, and Winged Hussars, with one guy coming in with Cataphracts. This is kind of counter what I thought was going to be a stable. I thought HS would go for stability, but by the looks of it, might be going for aggressiveness. Might go for aggression. Splitting off to an AC push. Forget about B right now. BBYK is probably haven't seen them yet. Oh no, I take that back. They have seen massive switchover coming in from BBYK. Look at the forces though. The horses are going to charge in. Gonna mostly miss here. Whoa, what was that? I did not expect the Winged Hussars to get half their thing cancelled by like one Chevalier poking them. But the deaths are ranking up on the HS's side. Look at the dead horses pushing straight onto that supply point. Overly aggressive here. HS is not playing to the tune of their strength, placing themselves in a bad situation, taking the worst trade I've ever seen for cavalry, straight into death traps. The Chevalier death trap again, like, probably was a crossbowman. I kind of missed that. I don't know why I missed that. It was very, like, obvious. Won't grab the A point here. The B point could be a point of contention. Oh boy. HS is doing the divide and conquer here, actually winning out on the B sector. Going to get a free dual blade as his horse just dies before he even drops there. Nicely done, holding on to that A for the very last second. No one towards that base point. Does look like BBYK did send someone just in time. But here, we're going to see a trickle
A walk in the park.
of BBYK coming forward. But HS does capture, well, does take out one guy, strangely enough. This could be very bad for the Varangians as the Fortibrachio is nearly fully set up. Oh man. Go. Cavalry punching through that Fortibrachio undefended as the Shield Maidens just book it. The Shield Maidens doing a very bad job at maintaining the formation for the Shield Maidens. I mean, for the Fortibrachios. Cavalry coming screaming through, but getting caught on the backside here, pushing on. HS is probably running into a death trap. We'll get some good exchanges here. Or not. The Outrangers actually just beat off all of that Daggerag Lancers. Surprisingly, some Shield Maidens actually still exist. Or maybe it's a different Shield Maiden. Probably a different Shield Maiden. The difficult part here now is determining whether or not the advantages is in HS or BBYK. I do have to think that most of the cavalry is spent for HS here. A lot of 100 more in the tier 2 sector. At this point, we are looking at a difference of around about 50 for the high tier units. Not a good look. Not a good look. Difference of 50, or more to say, it's actually more closer to 40-ish. Gonna be a bit quiet, I think. those ballistas can be devastating. Blue ballistas will one-shot anything. I don't think there's anything that will survive. No stability, just chaos. HS definitely not playing to the tune that I thought they would, but advantage, advantage, advantage. Good split, good reliance on that cavalry. Did not lose out as heavily as I thought they would, but the exchanges of cavalry has been hefty. Losses of the chevaliers is actually not important. Most of your damage comes from the crossbowmen, so they're more valuable than your stupid ass forces. I don't know what they're shooting at, but it doesn't look like they're shooting at something. I love how the visual bug shows that they got the linen coif and also a chainmail coif. Lots of ballistas being the weapon of choice here. I think, oh, it did look like someone just got ballisted to death. I'm surprised HS has not deployed their own in response. Well, actually no, there is one. This is a scenario where I would actually have photo units kind of in a spread out formation. This pike unit, very good example of just photo units just dancing around. You want to have a presence as they're just shooting you. Have all your high tier units really need to pull back. Fortunate thing here is that they're putting more and more ballistas down in an angle that is very, very bad. Good protection though from the Demez pikemen. The Demez pikemen will definitely eat the shots first, I'm pretty sure. BBYK probably wanted to wrap around towards C point. Unsuccessful, as they definitely... I mean, I'm looking at this pile. Don't think they can contest that very easily with the majority being on the north side here. They are spread out. HS could go for the throat, hit them towards the center here. Fanning out towards the base would be kind of devastating, completely collapsing in this ballista section. I would think would be quite a devastating hit if they take it out. Charging uphill as well would not be a good look. Well done with that culverin though. Did take out the ballista that was here. Might take out the... oh no, angle is bad, so won't take out the mortar. BYK finally deciding to take a look at the B point. Double medallions go straight in. Oh man, this fight could be in favor. Oh, center section is looking pretty nasty as the ballistas, or I mean, as the crossbowmen just chunk down all of those juicy pike units. The Chevalier is doing a wonderful job at not just all instantly dying. Well, it does look like the left-hand section here easily cleaned up by double Chevaliers. Turning on the right-hand side, though, the VGs did... oh, no, the Shield Maidens cleaned up this right-hand side. I can't remember exactly what was here, but it's slowly turning towards a bad fight for BBYK. BBYK taking some L's here right now. Oh man, the two medals at the beginning probably went in too deep and didn't fan out enough here. Taking the fight as well on the south sector. 2v1 here. I think 1 Chevalier versus 2 Chevaliers, so you lost that fight fairly convincingly. C here, getting some Shield Maidens just rushing on through. These Shield Maidens will be absolutely devastating because right now that's just pikes. You have to be very careful about Shield Maidens. They are not something that I would... whoa!
A walk in the
2 guys just instantly gets deleted here. But might see a death towards the dual blade. The Shield Maidens are fairly worthless once the hero dies. They actually just bug it out. Like, did you see how much they bugged out there? They weren't even attacking. And now just surf units are easily able to kill them. The unfortunate thing here is that Shield Maiden killed 3 heroes and we're fighting off against 2 other heroes completely surrounded. If that Dual Blade survived, just simply survived, he would have killed all of those pike units, all of those heroes. But unfortunately, once you're dead, your Shield Maiden units are weaker than tier 1s. Legitimately, like just weaker than tier 1s. Oh, okay, that's hilarious. So they ran out of bolts. They probably don't have Chevaliers anymore, so they're just on the field, and they're just having a fight with some bugs. Well, woodcutters, sorry. Those are tenant woodcutters. I don't know what this short sword is doing. He is way out of position, about to just eat it here. A little bit in the advantage. Oh wow, no, they actually equals out here. Both sides looking pretty even. HS looking stronger on the tier 2 side. I think the tier 2s might be the clinch here, but I'm not sure what the tier 5's coming out from. Medails? Medails are not really a good look against a Forte pile. That is very dumb. Again, double Forte pile. We have a flank here going out very, that could work out very well, but here is the important part. Forte on all sections. This, as they go deeper and deeper, they are going to feel the pain. The Forte density could just overlap the Forte together. The heroes. I can't see the heroes, man. I can't see stats, heroes. No one permadeath sprays on them. But BYK does seem to be able to stay alive very well. The control of space, the control of area right now going in for Forte is coming out from HS amazingly well. Nearly all of the Medails have clocked it out. 1 Medal and 1 Forte left for BYK, but we have 2 half squads of Forte, probably just 1 actually now, as they're slowly closing in. Ooh, this is a very close fight here for B section. Unfortunately, with 40 seconds left to go, they need a clean sweep because they need to kill every single one of these heroes. And as long as HS just simply survives at this point, that is going to be a nightmare. Heroes don't exactly just get yeeted off face of the earth when they dive into a pike formation, since relatively pike formations do not just... Whoa! Although you just lose your horse by walking in there. That is not enough time left for BYK to secure this victory. And with a surf unit just clocking in through one at a time, that's done deal. HS.
Child's play.
I have to applaud you for your formation at the very end. I think covering all of your bases, keeping yourself from getting surrounded, but you could have concentrated on the 2 main piles better and let your tier 1s face up against tier 1s. A bit of a mismatch for the Forte. You had 4 Forte against 2 Medails and 2 Forte. You would have won easily if you just got all 4 of your Forte to face off against those 2 Forte and 1 Medails. Those Medails, you just have a big ass formation. You just overlapping pikes. That Medails goes deeper and deeper. They just get obliterated. Do not feed them the tier 1 units. They would just eat up the tier 1 units and just get tankier and tankier. What you needed to do was space them out. Push them back, fall back a little bit. Push them back, fall back a little bit. So, lacking of concentration from HS, but wonderful usage of the F1 formation from Forte is keeping the space. You want a lot of space. You don't want the enemy to condense up. So you force them to spread out. Unfortunately, because of the tunnel, they automatically bunched up and were able to blast through your Forte. So, unfortunate there. In the end, well done, HS. I do think BYK could have won it if it went on any longer. Although, respawns are a little bit iffy. I do believe BBYK did have the advantage with having more available respawns. As you can see, clocking out, HS has quite a few permadeath. Nonetheless, let's go take a look at the next set of battles. Congratulations, HS, for winning.
小心火烛。
Alright, let's go QS and Dawn. I don't want to look at the Linwood Fortress. Or maybe I do. Let's go Harbor City. Dawn and QS. So, I think I've seen Dawn before. QS, I can't remember. So hopefully they're still on their first battle. Unfortunately, there were like 4 battles going on, but why can I only see 2? Oh, I'm just looking inside the wall right now. I'm sorry, guys. Just replying to a message that I got. Did it just reset on me? I double tap. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Part of the wall did not spawn properly for me. Okay, that, ooh, buddy. Oh, boy. Talk about not spawning properly. Whoa. Okay, so, maybe I try to exit this. How do I exit? Ooh, how do I exit? There is no exit for this, is it? Come on. There we go. Continue. Should look exit. Yes. Observer mode. Wow, okay, it did not render it properly. Bugs come and go. Hopefully, it gets fixed once I re-enter. Well, you never know. Good thing nothing exciting has happened just yet, so they're still on the beginning phases of the siege. Harbor City being a place of choice, again, people just relegates to same old maps. I think the unfortunate thing about the map designs and how they come in is very important to. Oh god damn it! Oh well, this is how we're gonna see. This is how we're gonna watch the matches from now on. With the well, let's just hope that we can understand that it just looks good, looks great. Nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong with people falling through the floor, dead bodies just falling. This is very hilarious, I have to say. Very hilarious. I mean, like, moving on to the next section, so this will be very much more, less have to deal with some unrendered sections of the wall. So, they fixed observer mode for the most part. Except for, like, right now. So what's really cool is that I get to see how much health these guys have if I can zoom in really close. How much health do you guys got? Yeah. Fully maxed. Yeah. Taking any battle damage? No. Oh yeah, because I did. Always fun, always fun. Unfortunate thing is, I can't tell if the front gate's open or if it's destroyed. Open, destroyed, or closed. Counterfire from the oh, just 4 or 5 of them. Not very many remaining here.
Blood.
Youch. Does look like tried to go in and just gets yeeted. Well, I mean, you have to be pretty brave to run in or like go in close, out of position, very far away from safety. So no surprise here that a lot of loyal guards are being used. From the attacker's side, I don't think I see very many loyal guards. Did I see a Sacronario? Yes. We got them Flamer boys. Very good positioning from the Falconettis up here. Falconetti's up on the wall. Very dangerous when we're talking about a defense towards the main gate. I mean, just think about it. You could place your Falconettis right up here. If they're defending the front gate, you could just blast them into oblivion. That front gate would be cleared so fast. I mean, like, you can stand here as well. Stand here on either end of the stairs and shoot towards front gate. So, Don is getting scared off of the supply point. Let's take a look. Only one guy died from the attacking side from that foolishness. Does look like very little has happened. Advantage for, I would say, defenders here. A little bit more higher tier units. Higher tier units are only those at the tier 4 and tier 5 mark. Tier 3, not really one. Not really something that, oh, cool. I can actually hover over these. How much strength they've got. And I can see their abilities. That's amazing. Oh. Here's the start off. The Shield Maidens will easily clock in the side of those rushers. I mean, those lower guards. Ah, man. The Winged Hussars surprisingly does, like, I can't tell if it's as good or bad. Like, Don is holding the supply point, but Shield Maidens have finally moved in. The Sacronarios have definitely hurt them. But I think two heroes just went into the Sacronarios. They didn't knock out 4 of them. So there's only like 2 left.
Walk in the park.
3 left, maybe. Hang on. Can I get these? There are 4 left. There are 4 left. Surprisingly enough, I did not get to see the rest of the battle. Too concentrated there on the supply point. Does seem like a flank Aruni around this sector. Don also still taking a fight here in the center. Shield Maidens versus Iron Reapers. Surprisingly, the Iron Reapers did win, but without a charge right now, might lose. Oh, never mind. The Shield Maidens run out. Not taking that fight any further. The Iron Reaper is still just walking forward. Easy pickup, I would say. Oh, nice. Just instantly eviscerates those Iron Reapers remaining. Don only having farmers here could miss the opportunity to set up. QS should just pour right in as Don is not ready. I wouldn't even slow down because I would fight for this choke. I would fight for this choke. Because that is your biggest advantage. Oh, amazing throw right there from the Shendy Grenadiers. The Grenadier got both sides going ham. Unfortunately, the Manals inside Lethal March just gets whacked by cavalry. That's very unfortunate there. QS does an amazing job, just pushes and pushes and pushes. Very good job, I would say. I think the Halberdiers could have been more aggressive, but the good Shendy throw, the charges, everything else, well done. No chance here for Dawn to recover as they are hard locked in.
Ashes to ashes.
Beating in
Dust
troops,
to
they're trying their
dust.
best. But Dawn cannot get back onto that base point. Wow, what a very unfortunate defense here. Like, very uncommittal for Dawn for the first half. I think if you were going to fight on that supply point, you should have went all in on that supply point. You would have respawned faster than they could have resupplied, and instead of walking back to your supply point, you could have definitely, just go in, stall the enemy, killed yourself, buy that time for your allies, and you would have respawned with a new unit much faster. Your first death only takes about 20 seconds. Maybe your second. Well, no, you can only have up to 3 deaths, I think. So, but in the end, I do think that QS took a big advantage from Dawn here. Dawn, very unfortunate. Your style of defense, just backing off when you shouldn't back off. The tempo, the resupply for QS just worked out very well for them. Very clean sweep. No real pressure from QS to really take that land, take the advantage from Dawn. I don't think they needed. Well, from what I saw, I think Dawn really needed to shore up where they would fight, when they would fight. I think they divided themselves into 2 parties. One party went into defense supply point, one party kind of fought on the backside. So you're committing only a section of your force, and you end up getting a section of your force killed, but all your forces retreat, and again, you just end up with a few guys defending, they get blasted through by 15 guys just rolling on through. I have a nose hair that is really tickling me. Thank God I had the nose clip on. Although, I think it's touching the bridge of my nose. There's a grassland assault already for MJT versus WLBG. What the hell? Are they from the first or from the second? They're from the second! I mean, they're from the first! What the hell? They're still ongoing. Let's observe this land move really quickly. Surfs? I don't know who Surfs is. What, do you know their abbreviation? Oh, Surf Slayers. No. They were, yeah, no. They've been on Lindway Fortress. This is probably their second battle. Yeah, this is definitely the second. This is definitely the second match for on Lindway Fortress here. No, I mean, I should be watching Dawn and I should be watching Dawn and QS. Although, it could be more interesting here on Lindway Fortress. Maybe I'll catch that match anyway. But that being said, SSR could easily just get onto that supply point. Just get onto it. Right now, they are completely outnumbered, but they could hold a good old hold. Nice treb into the center of that pile. Big delay coming up behind them. Oh man, this could be a really easy sandwich. They just needed to delay just long enough. We got Flamers here at the front as well. Whoa! Nice burn there in the center. Bad trip though. You had massive advantage. Here comes the second pile. Oh man. Surf also pulling a nice old height advantage here.
First blood.
KHYZ blasts through the supply point defending. Now it's switched around. But I think SSR has the advantage here. Going to push. Yes, advantage does go for SSR. I mean, again, when I watch, like, when you watch the Varangian guards go at it, they're bigger than the other units. So all you see is Varangian guards. So sometimes it's a little bit iffy about which unit, how many units, which side. And also, again, loyal guards, shield mated, again, stacking on each other, makes it very hard to tell. But clean victory, nice flank, and look at the losses coming out from KHYZ. Big old loss there. Comfortable lead, I would say, for SSR after that display. We have roughly around about 100 unit advantage coming in for SSR when it's talking about high tier units. In general, like, we got a almost 199 unit advantage coming for the attackers. So even if it comes down to a little bit of bleed, I do think SSR has this in the bag. Why play on Lindway Fortress? Maybe they just couldn't get enough people. That is one of the things. I think the matches are predetermined. I think actually, no, I don't know how the matches are chosen. I better ask Malnective later about this, whether or not how the matches are chosen. I'm very surprised that KHYZ just decides to give up one of the supply points. I've seen many battles here for this supply point that ends up very badly for the attackers, because it's that you can get 2 trips. You can get a trip nicely down through here. Not very easily though, but because of the supply point, they want to keep pushing them off. And also, even if they do get all the way through, you can flank them on this side. Whoa! What is this? They decide to fight here on the supply point now. Bad timing. You don't have the supply point right now, and it will take you a while to get it. But we have better range units right now. We have Volvo versus Volvos, anything extra. Front line's collapsed. We have some Royal Janissaries. Janissaries are surprising things. Stacking on though. So before they delay this fight, the badder the lead is going to be. I think the exchanges here are different. And turn around will be happening any second now. Whoa! Nice higher charge. Just eviscerate that front line there. Oh my goodness. The nice flank by the shield maidens cleaning off the back line and easily taking that. What a nice reversal. Both teams down to the very limits of what they have. A good close there for KHYZ. I think they dragged back around about 50 unit kills and in high tier zone, so that is amazing. Fortunately, one more death to permadeath though. Oh, never mind. Does look like we had a swap here for some Surf Slayers. I have one nose here that is angled very badly here. I don't know how to fix that. Anyway, hope that doesn't disturb me any much longer. Hopefully they close this match out before Don makes a big on the Harbor City. I do find this interesting that Linway Fortress does have quite a popularity. There was another team that did Linway Fortress as well. Still going for that supply point. I do think KHYZ did a good job with that counterattack, dragging back about 50, but the problem here is that they're still at a massive disadvantage. Probably 2 units left for the defenders of tier 5s, and probably, I don't know, what's 100 divided by how many of these things are? Probably looking at a good old 8, maybe 9 units worth of tier 5s versus 2, maybe 3. Could be very difficult. Could be very difficult. KHYZ really need to pick the right entrance that they want to defend. I think that tower thing is very stupid. They're coming in from the backside. This is where a good Trebs could be absolutely devastating. Taking the backside here. SSR will basically be like, if the defenders wants to fight on this sector, the Trebs are going to be almost 100% effective. Like, definitely the remaining Trebs, however many, there's 4 apparently, going to be super effective if they do take a fight here. This Halberdier, definitely trebable, massively trebable. This Halberdier should be Treb immediately. Yes, there's a Treb going in. They didn't do it too high because with the risk of stairs, it could just go straight into them. That Halberdier is about to eat pain. Boom! Into the center of that Halberdier. Big damage. Unfortunately, the first one landed off to the side, and they're retreating them. But that Halberdier definitely is looking worse for wears. Where could you heal? Could you heal that? No longswords right now. You want to keep your good units in reserve for the last possible second once the fight really kicks off, because you can lose a little bit of serfs here, a little bit of serf there, but once the battle... Wow, Demez Pikemen! Lots of Demez Pikemen out right now. Demez Pikemen are scary, pretty scary. Like, their efficiency against units in general does edge out on a lot of low tier units. I think yeah, they have double. They could push in. If they push in, kill off all of these serfs, and only have to deal with the remainder here. I mean, SSR, I think the bad thing here is that SSR is not confident in taking an expanded fight. They're not surrounding KHYZ. The defenders, the attackers are not surrounding the defenders. Means that the defenders can concentrate the direction that they need to fight, and this is where numbers advantage could be very important. The defenders also have a possibility of respawning with new units, and a big old battle just kicks off. The front shield units are pushing through. Here comes the remainder. Unfortunately, Fenris gets right in on that. Madals takes a big old hit from the Fenris, sweeping out the serfs very easily. And very convincingly just blocks out the defenders. I think they could have probably done that much earlier. I think they were too wary for since they didn't know whether or not they had a unit advantage.
In the park.
Serfs, yeah, like lots and lots of serfs. In the end, very few high tier units, I would say. I'm only still looking at 1 Varangian, 1 Iron Reaper, Halberdiers, and Imperial Spearguard here. So against an Iron Reaper, a Madao, and a Halberdier, a little bit iffy if they did go in. So not rushing was a good choice. Anyway, I don't remember. I didn't watch the first battle. I'm gonna go back to QS versus Don. Hopefully they haven't progressed too much. That was around about 5 minutes or so. So let's go have a look back to QS versus Don. And that should be that battle. Hopefully my Harbor City is not bugged again. That would be unfortunate. Feeding the horses. Oh, there we go. Come on. Get me in. Ah, now you choose to just be very, 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 very taking very long. Imagine if I came in. Oh no! Harbor City is oh wait! Wow, we missed a lot, haven't we? Oh, this is very confusing with the yeah, it's back again. Don finally taking the wall by the looks of it after a hard-fought battle, I would believe. Massive losses for QS though, considering that they are 300 units down. A point will be grabbed. I don't think they can defend the wall anymore. Does look like the progression of the battle did end up just being a supply point push, a very heavy bleed out with the mortars. And Don chasing with a pile of Liao Rangers and some Daggerrack Lancers. Whoa, could be a rush towards the base point. Might have almost just went straight to cut them off there. But does look like QS does recover as they bring up the presence. Could do with some defenses there at the base point. A regroup from Don. A very vicious cycle right now. I think Don took... Okay, so there is a lot of units still available for both sides. I don't believe they lost very much, in fact. Only one big battle has happened. QS bide for time, and a lot of time, apparently. Because there is still 15 artilleries for the defenders. The defenders have not used any artillery. Or is that a bug? Could be a bug, maybe a bug. Maybe it's a bug. Right now, this corner here. Whoa! Take that back. Cavalry from the rear might just push all the way through, but the Medaus on both, oh man, just holds off just enough. The front line here is melting, and it does look like Don is slowly edging out, but there goes the reinforcements from the Medaus that was holding the rear. Medaus pushed up. We got shield maidens also holding the line. Now, here is the question, can you break down the shields, or will your shields falter? Grenadier Guards taking the lead, they are going to melt very fast against the shields of the Loyal Guards and Medaus, plus some Shield Maidens. Shield Maidens, having that slightly extra range, one of the things that I really hate about Shield Maidens is that they actually have longer reach than most of the units. of the same time. Edging once more. Right now, this fight in the alleyway is brutal as they're fighting for every inch. Don has a little bit of a flank with some shield maidens, could just easily eviscerate those surf units. QS fighting tooth and nails though, delaying. I think another charge of Weak Sun just went straight on through and ended up dying once they... Oh, here comes the shield maiden. You need to protect this. How many of... You need to look! Be careful which direction you're looking. Shield maidens versus shield maidens. Oh man, nice throw that burns. Surfs will not break through this Halberdier line right now, but the grape shots doing a number on them. QS, where are your grape shots? Where are your grape shots? Grape shots would absolutely be amazing right now. Another of the Outrangers coming through. It will get stopped by the will get stopped by the Halberdiers. Halberdiers just instantly eviscerated. No one wants permadeath. There is one person close to permadeath right now. There is 2 minutes 40 seconds left to go. Both sides are clocking out units really fast right now, and they've been fighting for almost 2 whole minutes right now, throwing in unit after unit.
Walk in the
More cavalry is still on the field. How much cavalry do you have, Don? So much resources being thrown at each other like crazy. Finally broken through the blockade here. Will pour on through towards the base point, but Don looks to have been clearly outmatched here at the base point as they have 7v3 now. It used to be 4. I think it was a mistake to pull pressure off of the front here and go for the base, but doesn't look like the attackers are running out of steam as they really are pushing for the victory here. I do have to say that the advantage is for the defenders with 14 on the field, with 11 on the field for the attackers. Very conservative heavy armor players. I would be too if the danger of the front line is instant death. I've seen many a heavy hero just instantly die, but now they're going in deep as the units that they're facing off against is very weak. Surf units, the Water Brachio might be something to fear, but you have so many surf units with you, but the Water Brachio makes it clear that they are the longer pike, as watch the entire wave just have to pull off. The Water Brachio has an opportunity to push forward, and it does. We have Don here taking the lead towards the push, making their way towards the base point right now, but we have some flanks from some pike militia. Not sufficient enough to stall them out for very long. The Water Brachio is the biggest menace right now for the defenders, and it's very clear from the get-go the defenders are losing ground, and they're losing a lot of it. But the surf units will not die easily, as there's just so many of them. Very few high tier units left. We've got only the Water Brachio, some loyal guards, and maybe 7 shield maidens out right now, but slowly they are dying. 25 seconds left to go. This could be a loss.
A walk in the
and
park.
that is victory. Yes, please. And apparently,
Child's play.
and that is a wrap, guys. Less than 10 seconds to go. It means that you cannot capture the point. Wow. QS pulls off a victory after defeating them on the attack, and this is quite devastating for Don because they did a massive effort. Way to push through. I wasn't there for the first half. I was there for the second half. Don, my dude, your defense was shite. Your attack at this very end was so aggressive. Like, you guys didn't stop. You guys went ham. It was very intense. I'm gonna say, Don, well done. You have made it a very fun match to watch. But the unfortunate thing here, QS actually managed to hold that base point Every second counted. That Portabraccio needed to push up faster. Very unfortunate. Maybe you needed more time. If you had more time, Don, 100% victory for you. But unfortunately, since you lost in your defense, lost in your attack, you're gonna lose this round. I do think the scoring phase is amazing to watch. Lots of teams fight off against each other, and especially since we're in a time where the meta hasn't solidified just yet. There's no really strong unit. There is definitely some units that are performing in areas very well. Portabraccios, Halberdiers, definitely are, well, Portabraccios, Halberdier Sergeants, definitely those guys, the Great Pike meta comes and goes. Definitely in right now. Grace Pike, very powerful. Shield Maidens, not as popular as I thought it would be, but still present. The Varangian Guards, again, also present, but not as strong. I do believe that it is countered by the heavy damage coming out from the polearm units, which is the good sign. The overuse of cavalry does still seem to be there, and again, overuse of cavalry into a pike-heavy meta, leading to your downfall. Bad trades, good trades, in the end, super aggressive, love the fight, love the non-stop action. Last 3 minutes of the game, 4 minutes of the game, you didn't stop fighting. Amazing. Good work as well, scoring very high for some of you guys. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys scoring above the 1,000 mark. One guy also going above and beyond at 1,400. 6 kills, 5 assists. Look at the kills on this dude. 36 Shield Maidens. My goodness. Well done, well done. Unfortunately, there are some laggers behind. Just mainly Akado. Probably unfortunate. He did get 11 assists, so he was there in the fight at the very least. Definitely losing a lot of people, though. Probably lost them to shock attacks. Also, well done from QS. Still holding very strong. Up a little bit lower, though, since they did lose out all of their units. Lots of permadeath coming out at near end. And I do think the cavalry is the overusage here. As you can see, 30 Liao Rangers coming out from the top rank, from the top of the QS in their defense. Overuse of cavalry at times when there was just so many pike units. Matching up, like, this is good. I do think CB in a team setting is better because unit matchup, way more paper, scissors, rocks. Is it a good system for casual play? Not very. But for CBL, this is probably going to be the most exciting, and you're going to probably see the most unit variation, in CBL than ever before. There's so many units on the field, so many different units on the field, and it's amazing. But anyway, I think that is all for tonight. That was the last match that was ongoing. So, for the second day, I did miss out on the first day. We did get to watch, whatchamaface calls it, the BBYK versus HS, with HS winning on the field battle, against BBYK 2-1 on Harbour City as well. The second set we did get to watch Don versus QS. QS barely winning their second battle. Very, very close. I do think if there was more time, Don would have picked up a match, and we would have gotten a nice, good old tiebreaker. Very unfortunate for Don. Don probably wasted too much time setting up. Yeah, the homogeny of previous season was bleh. Yes. The homogeny of previous season was very bland. We're going to have to wait and see tomorrow whether or not people can continue to expand on the usage of unit compositions. I do believe that we are barely tapping the potential of each of the units as we expand the fight out. Very, very easy to rely on stacks the most impressive thing, I must say, from QS is a double front hold. They held the front. They held the back. They did not lose one side completely and then the entire formation just collapsed. They were able to maintain a two fronts nearly the entirety of the time they were fighting Don on their final attack towards the base, and it only collapsed at the very last second. Able to feed in troops. Wow, it's exciting to think about, it's exciting to watch, and it's just pretty much very exciting. So, my takeaway from CBL, I do think people are definitely going to enjoy watching CBL this season. I definitely think that CB has more variety than ever before. I do think that unfortunately, the variety comes only to those units that have been affected by changes. So, we'll have to wait and see whether or not more changes comes through. There are 3 things also very important to note. We won't get to see any Chain Dart or Scimitar in CBL. Unfortunate. We won't get to see any of the new units. Unfortunate. But any changes that does happen throughout the season, we will get to see the after effect as CBL does still have the balance changes. But with that being said, I wonder what I'm going to be watching tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see. But it's really, I'm really happy with the observer mode changes. This is really good. So, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the CBL second day of scoring phase for the Asia Division with me. But other than that, my name's Atsukai. Have a nice day. Bye now. Oh, sorry, just double checking. Yep, no more matches.